Hi Foxes, and welcome back to my channel. This is Brittany from SHOPFOXBURROW on the Poshmark app. I'm also SHOPFOXBURROW on Etsy and Instagram. Today I have a video for you that kind of more centers around like vintage and vintage selling and how to source it. So one of the primary ways to source vintage is to go to estate sales. And so today I'm here with 5 tips for estate sales and how to make the most of them. And then after that, I have a little haul of an estate sale that I went to a couple of weeks ago. I got home and just like kind of crammed this stuff in my closet because I have so much other stuff right now. And yeah, I'm going to show you what I got. I probably don't remember half of it, and it'll be fun. So let's dive right into my 5 tips, and then we'll do the haul. Okay, tip number 1 is to bring cash. So a lot of estate sale companies now, they'll do cash or credit, but there's a couple reasons that it's a little bit better to bring cash when you're going to an estate sale. One, a lot of times the company doing the estate sale will take cards, but they'll charge you the credit card fee. So you might end up going up to the register and say you've got $100 worth of goodies, and then you end up paying an extra 3% on top of your $100, which is about $3, that you didn't expect to pay, all because you wanted to pay with a card. And while it doesn't seem like a lot, you know, $3 could have gotten you how much more at the estate sale or at the bins, or, you know, a blouse if you shop at the regular thrift store. So definitely want to bring cash if you can. Or at least, if nothing else, check to make sure that the company does take cards. Another reason that it's great to bring cash is that you have better negotiating power when you have cash on hand. So if you see something that you like, and let's say it's $40, and you're trying to talk them down on it, if you bring up that it's cash, then sometimes they'll come off of the price a little bit, or they... like if they do take cards but then they charge the fee, then they're just more willing. They get their money sooner. It's there at the end of the day. They don't have to wait for it to deposit the next day. They don't have to deal with, well, maybe it'll clear, maybe it won't. It's just straight up cash. So that a lot of times gives you a little bit more negotiating power. Tip number 2. You want to arrive early, and you want to ask about the type of line that they have at the estate sale. So different companies do different things. Some companies hand out a number when you get there, and you take that number and you could like go to McDonald's. It doesn't matter, like that's your number, that's when you showed up. Others, you all wait in line, and that's pretty like straightforward. And then some, like the one that I went to like 2 weeks ago, you lay down an item or your bags, and that's your place in line. So you don't necessarily have to wait outside. You could go wait in the car, but you're leaving your things there. But I saw a lot of people show up who just started, because there were a couple of groups of us just standing around talking, they thought that you just kind of stood around, but that was not the case. You were supposed to, you know, put your place in line. And so they may have ended up not getting like as good of a place in line as the people who did ask about it and put their bags down. And the reason that this mattered, or it might matter for you, is that in particular estate sales, they'll only let a certain number of people in the house at a time. So like this estate sale, it was 22 people allowed in the house at a time. So they allowed in the first 22, and then as people came out, they let the next one in. And I was number 21, so it definitely matters to get there and put your stuff down or get your number. Tip number 3. If you go to an estate sale and they have really good stuff, but it's just overpriced and you just can't pay the prices that they're asking for, don't lose hope. Go at the end of the day, or at the end of the second day when they're getting ready to close up shop, and then make aggressive offers on those things that you see that haven't sold already. Don't buy something that's not going to work for you to resell just because you really like it. Just sometimes you have to let things go, and then you just can wait for the things that you can make money on. So end of day, because it's an estate sale company, their job is to clean out the whole house for the customer and at the end of the estate sale, that's when they're making the most aggressive offers. So I would say like the last 3 hours of the estate sale, that's going to be your most, like your best buying power, your best negotiating power. And a lot of times they will have marked prices down on their own because they don't want to be left with stuff. But you can negotiate even more aggressively off of that, because just remember, if they don't sell it, then either the estate sale operator has to deal with it, or it gets donated so that the house is cleaned out. So they want to make the most money that they can for their client, and you want to get the best deal. So shopping at the end of the day gives you the most buying power. Tip number 4. Bring bags, and bring more bags than you expect to need. So when you go to the Goodwill outlet or you're going thrifting, let's just say they didn't have carts. Like, what would happen if you walked in and you filled up your first bag, but it was still like really good pickings? You would just have to like lug it around and like carry it. So a lot of times that happens at estate sales. So you'll bring your giant IKEA bag, and then you fill it up and it's not enough. So then you're like how do you walk around with a bunch of like shoe boxes over here, or like a brass lamp, or, you know, whatever you're trying to buy. You need to bring more bags than you expect to need. Another reason that you need a bunch of bags is because there's no like, most estate sales don't have like a drop spot, like I'm gonna drop this stuff and this is my stuff and then I'll check out later. Like, you have to carry it around with you from room to room. So, you know, if you've got 2 IKEA bags, like, and you fill both of those up, like, you're carrying those around with you from room to room until you're ready to check out. Some people will check out and then come back, but again, if there's a line outside and you were one of the first people in the door, then they're going to let someone else in, and then you have to go to the back of the line. So it's just better to have all of the carrying capacity that you need the first time around. And tip number 5 is grab first and ask questions later. So estate sales are very competitive, especially if you get there at the beginning. If you get there later in the day, it's not so bad. But if you get there right when they open, there's going to be a lot of people there who are pickers, who are collectors, who are buyers, and they are going to snap that stuff up. So if you're the first one to the item and you like it, but you're not sure about it, or it's not marked with a price, put it in your bag and ask questions later. Because if you ask questions now and then someone else comes up and grabs it while you're trying to find someone to ask questions, like, then it's gone. It's not yours anymore. So just grab it first and then ask questions later. Another thing that people do is they'll bring signs that say sold and it has their name on it, or their contact information. They'll put the sold sign on the item while they go and find somebody to be like, hey, this is mine, I want it. Because let's say you want like a big piece of furniture and you go and now you have to like find someone to say, oh, I want this, while in the meantime someone else has come up and put their sold sign on it. So come prepared depending on the type of item that you're trying to buy. But that's definitely a good method of making sure that you get what you want, is to grab first, ask questions later. Because you can always put it back, but you can't take it out of someone else's bag. So those are my 5 tips for shopping estate sales. I've been to a lot of estate sales in my time, talked to a lot of people who are, you know, more seasoned than me, more veterans of estate sale shopping, and these are some of the tips and tricks that I've seen them use and kind of have adapted myself. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into the haul and I'll show you half of what I got. So I got 2 bags. I paid $80 for both of the bags, and I got a bunch of really good stuff, but I'm only going to show you half of it today because I don't want to go on forever and ever and ever. Okay, so the clothing items that I'm about to show you are all $1 a piece. They had some more expensive clothing items upstairs, which I did grab some of, but those are going to be in my next video, and these were all $1 a piece. This estate sale had somebody that I really didn't like there. She was like one of the first in line, and she actually runs a vintage store down on Main Street in my city, Nashua, and she was not my favorite. So she and her husband were there, and they went downstairs, and like they had most of the clothing downstairs, and it was all $1 a piece. And there was a big cedar closet full of like dresses and like cool stuff from the 60s, 70s, 50s. And so she went up and put a sign on the entire closet that said, "This closet sold," which, you know, fine if you're going to buy everything in the closet, except then she went upstairs to pick out of the closets that were upstairs. And then she came back downstairs and started sorting through the closet to just take the good stuff while other people could have been going through it. And like, that's just a no-no. That was really rude. So now she will never get my business, which is unfortunate because I buy a lot of vintage stuff. So this is a little cotton top. I liked the button detail at the neckline. You can open it. Kind of has that like breezy feel. It's got the short little cap sleeves. It is not really like anything. The brand's not special, but you know it's vintage. It's got the little ILGWU tag. It's a size 12. Judging by the size and the tag, I know this is actually from the 70s. And yeah, it's just a nice cotton top. It'd be great for the beach or a cruise, or just someone who lives in like a tropical climate. This is from the 80s. It is a Liz Sport top. So there's the tag there. You can see the older care tags usually look like this. Like they're that thicker material that's got like the loop through it. That's not like a definite telltale sign of vintage, but that's definitely something that I look for to if I'm like on the fence about deciding if something is vintage. This is just a polka dot sheer button up top. I thought it was very classic. It would look super cute under a sweater with that little polka dot collar point sticking out. Again, these are all $1. This one is a little more plain, but I love Kelly green. It's one of my favorite colors. It's got this little like drawstring down here, so you can kind of like cinch it in. Totally 1970s, 1960s. And that is Diane Von Furstenberg. And you can actually see her little like, can you see that? The logo is embroidered right there. It says DVF. So vintage Diane Von Furstenberg is still desirable, and I thought that was just a fun piece. And it's probably not her like super valuable. I'll probably get like $20-25 for it, but I liked it. And this is another Diane Von Furstenberg. This is like a little bit later tag, definitely more 1970s. It is a size medium, 100% acrylic, and it's just this beautiful like magenta cable knit sweater with like a slimmer cut and then the band at the bottom. Very cute. This one I kind of waffled back and forth on, but for $1 I decided to go for it, mostly because it is 100% wool and it was kept in the cedar closet, so no holes or damages. It's just like this dark, rich floral, and it does have pockets, so that's always a big one for me, is whether or not it has pockets. Vintage wearers love pockets. Who doesn't love pockets? And it's like that midi length. That's fun. Those I can usually get around like, I'm going to say 36 to 40 for, maybe closer to 40 because it's wool. This one, I thought this was so fun. This is a vintage American Eagle Outfitters top. It's in beautiful condition from the 70s. It's got these great rainbow stripes, and it's funny, you can actually see they have the little like brads in the armpit for like breathability. But yeah, I just love this. Very 70s. And I'm a sucker for rainbow. This one, I had to really dig to find some of this stuff, you guys. They had like garbage bags, like huge Tupperwares, and because she kind of bogarted the closet, I had to really like try to find stuff. All right. This is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let's see. It is a coat. It's got a little pin on the lapel. It's just like a brooch. And it is probably from like the 60s. And this was sort of why, I mean, it's a nice lightweight coat. It's going to be good for spring. But look at all that. Can you see all that pleating at the back of the neck? Like the drape on that, it's just going to be amazing. You can tell it was nicely made. It's fully lined. And again, there is another tag in here. This is not an ILGWU tag. It's a coat and suit industry tag. I'm not sure if they were still going in the 70s. I'd have to look on the Vintage Fashion Guild for that, but you can see this little tag. Here, oh, let me, sorry, I'm trying to like figure out where in the camera to show you guys. Yeah, but this was manufactured under fair label standards, and I just loved the detail on this one. And it's navy blue. And it was $1. So I love that. Okay. This one, the colors are like a little more, I guess, like tapestry-ish than I would normally like to pick up, but it has a nice shape to it. And it does have short sleeves, which was nice. And then another thing that I liked was it actually has a very like subtle zipper front. And I don't know if you, and it had this cool like zipper pull on it. I don't know if you've ever been a breastfeeding mom, but there's nothing like a sweet, easy access front. Zippers are easier than buttons. And for $1, I just couldn't leave that behind with the cool zipper pull. And again, it does have like, you can kind of see, it has these like darts here so that when it's draped, it's got like a nice A-line skirt. All right. I loved the colors on this one. It's another Liz Claiborne from the 80s. You can see it's kind of like boxy, oversized fit, but it's just so pastel and fun. The little short sleeves and the ribbed cuffs, and this is in like perfect condition. Like if you look at the knit, there's no pilling at all. It's beautiful. And it's 100% cotton. So I just really liked the colors on that one. So this next item I kind of went back and forth on. It is by Russ Toggs. I believe that's a Liz Claiborne company. And I liked that they had the elastic waist, and they're just like a wide leg pant, obviously very high rise, with this great window pane print, and they're in nice condition. I just thought someone could really rock those. I thought they were pretty cool. All right. This one, see the tag, upper class. Just another little like dolman sleeve top. I liked the stripes, very retro, 70s, 80s. This is a, well, should have buttoned it, but this is a cape. This is armholes, and it's just got like fringe at the bottom, and it's white. And honestly, guys, this stuff is in beautiful condition. Like, this person really took care of their clothes. You can see it's, like, hardly worn. The color is still super bright. The fringe is in great shape for its age. I love it. Okay. This is from the 60s? I think 60s. It is a nylon zipper, but just this like color and like the shape. I think it's late 60s. But it's knit, nubbly, with like this great collar, kind of boxy shape. I just thought that was cute. And you can see here, hopefully, there's like darting at the bust right here. So that's going to be a sign that it's going to like fit really nicely through the chest. Not like the modern boxy cuts where it's just like straight up and down. Like this one's going to have a little shape to it, but not be too like form-fitting. I loved this. Guys, this is a vest. It's so fabulous. Brand, and these brands don't really matter. I'm just showing you these tags so you can get a feel for like what vintage tags feel like. This is a Leslie Faye company. Gonna say this one is probably 70s. Yeah. Because it has care instructions on it and fabric contents. And just like look at that print, and it's just so bright and fun. Love it. Sweater vests are definitely coming back in style among the vintage or weird crowd. Okay, these are men's, but I could not leave them behind. Like, how amazing are these? Like, lightweight cotton pants with this pastel plaid. And they're in, like, perfect shape. Oh my god. So fabulous. I mean, a woman could wear these too, but, like, these are amazing. Here is the tag. It has care instructions, but it does not have fiber content. So I believe probably early 70s or 60s on these. And, yeah, these people, just amazing condition. Their clothes, just amazing. No stains, nothing. This top is not, like, this brand is not very good. Rafaela. You see it a lot in the thrift stores. And this is, like, a more modern, I'm going to say, like, probably 90s on this one. But it is a boxy, button-up, short sleeve. The reasons that I got it is the softest, like, nicest linen. It's 100% linen, and just this robin's egg blue color is fantastic. So I'm actually building up quite a stock of linen stuff to bring to my Poshmark closet. I did really well with vintage linen last year, so I just want to kind of keep that going. And just like this, it's just like such a fine linen, like the slub is so soft. Okay. These, again, I kind of went back and forth with this stuff. Like the pants or the bottoms. These are tiny little tag. Most of it's like worn off, but this one says Eileen, size 12. It's going to be from like the 70s, and these are just like little hot, like high-rise hot shorts, but they're poly. They have the elastic waist. These do have more like wear up along the waistband. So you can tell these got like a decent amount of use, but for $1, I feel like somebody is gonna rock those. Maybe I'll rock them. I don't know if my waist is small enough for that. Or my hips for that matter, but they're really cute. Okay, this one I grabbed because it is, can you recognize the little logo guy? It is Lacoste. The tag was cut out here, but it still has like this vintage tag. So it is going to be from the 1970s. Just really cool, long sleeve, really nice, like foresty green cardigan. These are just great. All right, down to the last few things. This, again, was a pickup for color. This is Carol Reed. This is from the 80s. Love, love, love the shape and color of this. And the cotton slub on that is just so nice. Like, it's just got texture. I think it's really great. I primarily wanted to pick up pieces that were going to be good for the spring and summer, but I did get some pieces that would be good for the winter. And let's see, this is one of them. The colors are just fantastic. This is one of the first things that I grabbed. and it is a purple plaid wool skirt with teal. The brand is Chouse. This is late 70s or early 80s because it's still got that 12 size tag, but this is more like a size like 6'8". And yeah, just a beautiful plaid and no holes, 100% wool. So I'm probably gonna start by asking like $45 for this one and hope to get at least $36, if not more. Just because of the colors and the fact that it's in such beautiful shape and it was stored in a cedar closet. Alright, let's see what else I got. Oh, another pair of hot shorts, except these were bright purple. Like, how could I say no to that? That is just amazing. Bright purple hot shorts with the elastic waist. And if you've seen some of my other videos about like things that do well for me and things that don't do well for me, shorts are one of those things that don't do particularly well for me, but vintage shorts actually are an exception to that. They're just very difficult to find. Every pair of vintage shorts that I've ever had has sold, especially stuff from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Once you get into the 80s, it's like a little more iffy, but every pair of vintage shorts that I've had has sold, and I don't think those are going to be an exception. I think they're going to be a pretty fast sale. Okay. This is another great skirt, wool, and even better than the last one in that the brand on this one is Pendleton. So a lot of people say that they have trouble with Pendleton. Again, they're not necessarily picking up like the right stuff, like these bright colors. It has pockets. It's a super fine wool, like you would almost think it was cotton. It's just like soft and beautiful. It's fully lined in a matching like purple and in immaculate condition. So this is definitely going to be a quick sale. Love the colors. I am a huge sucker for purple, and purple plaid is like my ultimate weakness. Like purple plaid and purple polka dots, and I'm like done. Just take my money. This is the last thing. So all that was in this IKEA bag here. And it's the last thing that I crammed in there. And it is a belt, but it is completely beaded. So it is beaded. It has fringe down here, and it's classic Americana, like red, white, and blue situation. Yeah, and it's just gonna be like really cute. Like if you had like a little white sundress and you wanted to kind of like spruce it up for 4th of July, we'll just do like this little like knotted belt. So cute. I love it. You can also make it a necklace in the same way that you would do a scarf. And like that's just cool. It's just neat. I love it. This vintage beaded stuff goes for quite a bit of money. They were all hand done and just great quality. It's not like the beaded stuff that you find now. Yeah. Looks like that's my call to go. My little one is upset. Bubble Guppies has turned off. So that was my haul for today. I do have more stuff. I picked up shoes. I picked up hats. And a little something for myself. And so I'm going to show you that next time. And I will see you then. I hope you will tune in. Make sure and hit the subscribe button if you liked this content. And leave me a comment down below. All of those things really help me trying to grow this channel, and it's just really exciting to see all of your interactions and to get to talk to you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!